What's up, you guys? Welcome to Respawn Inbox. I'm Mr. Sark.
I'm APL.
This is the show on Team Respawn where we answer your Facebooks, your tweets, your emails, and sometimes even your real mail. Today in the States, it's President's Day.
Yes, it
is. If you're not American, you're not gonna give a shit. But we get the day off, so we give a shit.
We totally give a shit. Yeah, I love President's Day.
On with the show then?
Let's do it. Let's do the mail.
Show?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, send it.
Ow! Ow!
Are you all right?
That fuck!
Holy shit, man. That looked
Like it hurt you. Come on!
Are you all
You
right,
got
man?
that?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
all
dude.
up in it. You just recover over there. That was dangerous.
Shit's upstairs.
Yeah, dude. Not sending it down through the pipe.
Brand
Super
new
dangerous.
pneumatic hose.
Jeez.
Are you a little nervous about?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous actually. I'm not. There we go. I'm not using this properly.
You're gonna backhand me.
We're all right. What if there's like a dried giant African spider?
Covered in anthrax.
Oh,
That's what
God. All right, here we go.
Yep, let's dig in together.
All right, let's do it. Oh, nice. Okay. Well,
You want to handle the literature?
This
is for you, for APL directly.
Wow. Okay, addressed to me.
Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, actually start reading here.
Should I read the first thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Dear Mr. Sark and APL, I come bearing gifts. Enclosed in this box are various items in which I hope to see you used to scare people around the office during their long tedious hours of gameplay. I.e. the pop gun and the poppers. Okay, very nice. The Nerf gun included is for pure enjoyment when the camera and sound crew get out of line. Also included there are Oreos. These should go well with the vodka, Mr. Sark. And there is a sympathy card for APL for having to do a show with Borif. Thank you. On a side note, there is a small bag of cocaine for sea-nanners, in which I ask you present it to him next time you encounter him. Last but not least, there are 2 bottles of exquisite root beer in which are for you to crack open and enjoy. Note, best served cold. Yours truly, Robert Huber.
There's no root beer in here.
No? There's no root beer?
Do
Do you think the mail guys took it out? Oh, and then he added, and they wouldn't let me send the root beer. Oh, if you wrote that down.
Oh, okay, all right.
So yeah, so it must not have. Okay, well, thank you, Robert. That's very nice. Let me open my sympathy card from him. This is
I can't even.
This is the card from
huge
Robert for me. Wishing you comfort. The flower on it.
This is for hosting
with Borif. Yes, he says, Dear APL, no words, however kindly meant, can soothe your pain away. But hope the love around you will help you through today. And hope each day that passes brings you hope and comfort too, through memories and the heartfelt prayers of those who mourn with you. Robert, wow, I appreciate it. And then he says, fuck you, Borif.
Hashtag Hutch.
Hashtag Hutch. From Robert.
You went on to this, Rubes? Yeah, that shit'll fucking put an eye out.
Woo! Oh man, right at the. Oh.
Wow. All right, let's hear the cap.
Oh man, do we do the cap gun?
My chest holster.
Oh jeez.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel sort of retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From
cookies and toys. Yeah.
I mean, dude, this is bringing me right back to my childhood.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely fine with this.
Including this. Yeah. Go ahead, send it down.
Yeah. Peppermint patties remind me a lot of my grandmother.
Thanks for not fucking it up this time.
Don't these remind you of old people?
People we work with.
Peppermint patties? Yeah, for some
patties?
reason. I think I associate them with nursing homes.
What do we got? Guess the movie on this week's envelope. I am Jack's raging bile duct. Right? That's obviously from Jack the Giant Slayer, coming out any day. Obviously.
Very clearly.
Obviously. Yeah. Starring Tyler Durden. All right, first question up. Colin Pluch asks, how do you pronounce my last name? If you're having trouble, ask Borif for help since he speaks German. Well, Colin Pluch, obviously, I have no problems with it.
Nope.
So fuck you, Borif.
Wow. All right, next question comes in from Cameron Nelson, who says, to Sark, if APL had a kidney problem, would you give him yours?
I can survive with 1 kidney, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
No.
I would come in and visit you though. I'd bring you fucking poppers and Oreos and shit in the hospital. But what if all I could think about would be, what if someday somebody who I actually cared about had a kidney problem? I need to have that kidney to give to them.
You just gotta eat that pain away.
I'm not gonna let you fake eating that either. Fucking diet boy. Bottoms up, come on. Eat that shit. There we go. Swallow it.
Why are you looking at me?
Swallow that shit. You started this shit, you're gonna finish it. You'll thank me in a minute.
That was good.
I told you, good job. Our next question comes from Dennis Miller. He asks, hey, when was the last time you cried and what was it about? That's a good question, Dennis Miller.
I watched a video called Last Minutes with Odin on Vimeo.
Oh, wow.
It is one of the saddest, but oh God, I don't care how hardened you are in your heart, that video will break you. You need to look it up.
Such a bummer.
Such a bummer.
Good video.
Very good.
It's good, but it's sad.
So sad.
Although, that was a little while ago.
Yeah.
I cried a little more recently. I watched Good Will Hunting on demand. And the part where Ben Affleck comes up to the door and Matt Damon isn't home, you know, because he's like moved on.
Oh God.
I'm just like,
It's rough.
Ben Affleck does that thing where he's like, oh shit, that gets me every time.
Oh man. Gustav Ludwigsen says, you were to create a human centipede between Mondo, Hollywood, and Swing, who would you place where and why?
Ludwigsen sent this question in between composing sonatas, harpsichord sonatas. Should I start at the tail end or the head?
Start with the tail.
Because the front is the good side.
Who's at the tail? This is very telling. Who's gonna be at the tail of this whole thing?
Mondo's at the... Oh shit! Wait, hold on, Mondo.
How do you feel about that, Mondo?
Mondo's at the tail.
Okay.
And here's why.
All right.
I have a good reason for everything. You know what? This.
Please frame this in a positive light.
These were my reasons. This is how my brain works. Mondo's at the tail because he's got a nice ass, right? And you want your whatever. Fine. Moving on. Hollywood's in the middle because you need a strong core for your centipede, and that's like a big like thorax abdomen combined.
That's a core.
Right? And then Swing's up front because he's a nutrition expert, so he can eat. He can decide what is best for the rest of his new body. You'd be like,
that's good.
Too many
well thought out. You're right. You're right.
How you doing back there, Mondo? We just had too many carbs. Hollywood, here's how it would probably work, is Hollywood would just be walking around with them hanging off of him. There's no crawling. He's just like, fuck this. I got places to go. Oh, boy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good question, Gustav Ludwigsen.
I think you addressed that.
Jonathan Edwards asks, will you guys play some old school shooters like Doom, Quake, or Unreal Tournament on Team Respawn? Literally every time someone has asked me if we would play a game on Team Respawn, my answer is just yes.
Right.
We will.
We'll play anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I can't give you a date of when we'll play these, but it could come up on the rotation.
Of those three, what would you hop into first?
I would go probably Doom. I love Doom.
Yep, same.
And then probably Quake.
Yep.
And then maybe Unreal Tournament.
I just Unreal never caught on with
There's
me.
actually on the free table right now, there's an Unreal Tournament 2004 copy. PC
really?
DVD, 3 DVDs.
Sweet, that'll totally install on a modern machine.
Yes, absolutely, no problems. There's a reason it's on the free table. Jesse Campos asks, Mr. Scott, what's your first impression of Hutch's video, My Experience with Mr. Sark?
Well, for those of you...
God damn it! Scared the shit out of me.
I couldn't do... I clearly couldn't do what FPS Russian does. That was my reaction to a cap gun.
Oh, I almost had a heart attack there.
Boy. For those of you who don't know, Jesse is referring to 3 videos Hutch recently made where he talked at length about his time here at Machinima specifically and his relationship with me, which sounds weird, but I think he sums it up. It's in typical Hutch fashion. It takes him a little while. He's a, what did you call it? You're the same way. You call it a verbal.
Oh, verbal diarrhea?
No. What?
That's what I call what I
No,
do.
you said a verbal.
Verbal processor.
Verbal processor.
Yes, by talking it out, you're realizing that that's how you feel about things.
Yeah, I think
that's what
Hutch
you
is
think.
a verbal processor
Yes,
as
I
well,
think we
and it was good. It was. Here's what my thoughts were at the end of it. It sounded like he thought of me as a big brother, and I think of him still as a little brother.
Nice.
So yeah, I thought they were really good.
That's always weird when someone's talking about you in a positive way.
I was
feels
gonna say,
it feels weird.
I find this easy to masturbate too, because it's just like, oh,
yeah.
Sark is so good,
It's like,
generous, and I was like, say I'm generous again. No, they're great. They are.
Interesting.
They're good vids, and I appreciate it, and I love the dude, and I hope the best for him. And he invited me to be a groomsman at his wedding.
Yes, I saw.
He's already married, but they're having a ceremony, and I'm totally in. I'm totally down.
Nice.
Yeah.
You gonna go strapped?
I talk to Hutch all the time, just so you guys know. Some of you wonder if we're like out of touch. I talk to Hutch and Nanners all the time.
Yep.
They're not strangers, so you do too,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Our next question comes from Jordan Miko. He asks, would you give me a nickel if I tickled your pickle? Probably in that very voice.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the pickle is our dicks,
If
right?
you touched our penises, would we give him
a nickel?
5 cents?
I'm sure it's a fun little limerick
Yeah.
here. Nickel, tickle, pickle.
Right.
But let's be serious.
Rhyming.
If you rolled up to me and you tickled my pickle, I would fucking punch through you. I'd punch through you like Gabriel Byrne did to that one dude in End of Days. How's that for an obscure goddamn reference?
Now's the part of the show where we answer questions in super duper fast mode. Here we go. Are you ready? Nicholas Zorko spins an age-old question. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? 100 duck-sized horses. Always fight the smaller creatures, Zirko. Joshua Ray Parker wants to know if we'd rather eat the nose of Sarah Jessica Parker or eat Megan Fox's armpit.
I'd rather eat Megan Fox's shit than anything on Sarah Jessica Parker.
Hayden Pina wants to know if we'd rather be rich and ugly or sexy and poor.
Rich and ugly. Yep. You got the money, they'll bang
Yep. They'll bang you. Yep.
Molly wants to know who we like better, Emma Watson or Hermione?
This is hard.
This is a hard question?
No, my dick is hard.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't decide. Either or.
Yeah, you don't care?
No.
I don't know who Emma Watson is. I know who Hermione is.
She plays.
Is Emma Watson the chick that Hermione plays in real life?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Hermione.
Yeah.
Pal Piskatowski asked whether or not I'd rather change genders every time I sneeze or not be able to tell the difference between a baby and a muffin.
Now, every now and then on Rapid Fire, we got to put the brakes on and discuss, really deep dive into the more intellectual questions. Piskatowski, this is a good one. Let me just kick things off here.
Okay.
If you're unable to discern the difference between muffins and babies, sometimes you'll coddle a muffin like it's a human baby. No harm, no foul. The flip side of that coin, though, is sometimes you're going to eat a baby.
Right.
Because you thought it was a muffin. I'm assuming that even as you're eating it, you can't tell. You just think it's a delicious bran muffin, and you're actually just coated
baby
in
is just-
baby
oh,
bits. Yeah.
yeah.
Now, here's the thing. When have you ever just eaten somebody's muffins without asking? You're always going to get warning. You don't just cruise in and eat, right?
Yeah,
And if you're at
that's true.
Costco and you see a bunch of muffins on the shelf, you're fairly safe in betting that it's not a bunch of babies on a shelf at Costco, right?
But you
Those
would
are-
be able to tell. They would look like babies. They would look like babies on
Yeah,
the
but
shelf.
you know they're not because they're at Costco. You already know that. So I'm saying there's not a unless, and Mondo brings up a good point here. Unless it's your own baby, because then you don't have
But
to
then
ask.
you would just have trained yourself, and your wife would know that you have a condition, and that
unless
you can't
you're
eat the
unless
muffin.
you're separated and there is no one there. And then
But this
you
is
have
adding
your,
lots of
then you have
extraneous-
but there's a baby's life at stake here, okay?
Well,
so what
no,
if you have
but
a
I
baby,
think-
your wife's not home, and then you come home and you're like, oh, look at that muffin that somebody left in the crib.
You wouldn't.
So I was gonna
Why-
say I would rather have the inability to discern the difference between muffins and babies, but now that I think about it, there is a couple cases where you might be left alone, and there's no one to tell. There's no one to help you out. So I'm gonna go with change genders every time you sneeze. Oof.
Yeah.
But then you got to deal with menstruating. No, I'll eat a baby. Yeah.
But then you. But
Nope.
But in a chain succession of sneezes, you could also force yourself to sneeze. You could smell some pepper, and if you were sick of being a woman, you'd sneeze. You'd be back to being a man. So that's controlable.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? You
I'm
wouldn't
back
have
on
to
the
stay.
sneeze side. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So in answer to your question, Piskatowski, I would like to change genders every time I sneeze. Good job.
Yeah. Hey. Just here to
Together
help.
we can get through anything.
That's right. Thanks for watching Inbox this week. we decided that we wanted to start posing some questions to you guys after the fact, since you guys have so many questions for us. This week's question is the following: which is your favorite Die Hard movie? Just put it below in the comments. I'm interested to see. There's a lot of this is hotly debated around the office.
But I'm not gonna say it.
I know what it is. But let's see what your guys is, and we'll be back next week with more of your wacky questions. See you later.
Bye. Should I just keep doing weird ones?
Just like fucking weird movies.
Yeah. I'd break your elbow like you were a Seagal bad guy and I was in Seagal in the early 90s. I'd rip your heart out like you were an Indian guy and I was an Indian priest who worshipped Kali Ma. I'd put your mouth on the sidewalk and kick the back of your head like a white supremacist. I'd slit your gut open and unspool your intestines like you were William Wallace and I was Longshanks. I'd blow all your limbs off like you were Peter Weller and you just walked into my gang's hideout and thought you were tough shit. I'd blow you away like you were racing against me and I was Vin Diesel with his 2 canisters of NOS. I'd nail you to a tree like you said you were the son of God and I was a Roman guy. Wood's like, we did it. We did it.